Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the charts. It is the market beast, Napoleon Macro. I've been sifting through the markets. I think I've identified an opportunity here. There is a potential aggressive big move incoming in this stock. We're going to go over those levels. We have identified activity from the recent buyers in the market. I also have some indicators that I would like to pull up for you, RSI, stochastics, to further elaborate why I say that big moves may be coming in this market. And I'm going to also show you just kind of an original pattern that I had on the chart for some time, like since 2021. So we'll go over a few things, make it short and sweet. So let's get into it, guys. Welcome back, loyal family. If you're new here, we only explore price action. Thanks for taking around below, subscribe. Let's go ahead and dive right. I almost lost my breath there. Dive right into the charts here. Show you. So today is January the 5th, 2023, and the previous close of Carvana is going to be $5.04, slightly positive close, 8.8% for the day. Okay. Cvna is the instrument. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's pull up the chart. So let's start from scratch. Actually, I don't think I've ever posted a video, and this is my first time ever sharing this chart with anyone. But this, believe it or not, pattern has been on the chart ever since like February 2021. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just showing you guys that this rising wedge pattern is actually a very bearish pattern. So as far as the market going down this far, this is actually a surprise to me, guys. I would have never been able to guess that Carvana was going down to $5. But I do think that I did have a price target of, conservatively, it was like $220. Okay, and obviously, yeah, it's been pretty intense for the Carvana investors. All right, total, I think, or approximately from $376, it's gone down about 98%. So the reason that I'm bringing up this stock to you guys, because I do see a potential opportunity here, and I want to say I have imminent price targets, but I'm very careful with that. Been 100% accurate so far with the pending call with my imminent price targets. But I do have a relatively fair price target on this video. And let's just, after I've shown you the original pattern that I've had on the chart, I also want to get down here to the current price action. Now you're going to notice two lines. You'll see the original low and you'll see the recent buyers. Now these are pretty strategic levels, and this is how I'm going to gauge as to whether or not this was actually going to be an opportunity. Although I do think that with the market that is down so much, even if it's going to go to zero, because you guys may have access to information that I do not have, nor am I interested in terms of, like, you know, PE ratio, and they're not making money and they're going to go bankrupt, and, you know, all the stuff that you normally would look at, or you should probably look at, and don't be like me just looking at, you know, candlesticks and lines and weird stuff, right? But even if this market has, you know, a lot of bad things going on and it is headed to zero, typically before it goes to zero, there would likely be a substantial bounce. I mean, at the lows here, it wouldn't take much to move this market up 100%, which is actually where I do think it is potentially headed here in the short term from the current level. So yeah, that's right. I do see double digits incoming in this market. Eventually, it may need a little bit more sideways consolidating, right? But again, if it's going to zero, I do think we'll see a minimum of a 100% bounce to the upside. I'm being super conservative, guys, before this market heads to zero. If it's going to zero, and I'm just being fully unbiased, because we're actually long this market, because I don't want to make it seem like this is a guarantee play that is going to go to the upside. Okay, the stock can go to zero tomorrow. I'll be just fine. All right. So now that we've explored that, again, we are long this market, and I do think that the reason that I said that I do think that there's potential here, there's a few reasons. So I just pulled up the stochastics RSI down at the lower portion of the screen, and you'll also notice that the RSI is at the lower portion of the screen. Like, this is where the big boys are interested, guys, and this is where I'm typically interested, is because if you bought into this market, right, like in 2022, like you're down on your investment if you didn't short the market. Okay, and that's when I really like to pay attention when there's a lot of pain. And just taking a look at the RSI, I think it's pretty obvious to me, and I think to those who follow us closely as well, you'll notice that there's actually some higher lows being printed here in the RSI. This could be a sign that the market downwards pressure is starting to run out, like if it hasn't already, right? I just identified that's kind of a double bottom there on the RSI, but it's actually a technical higher low. And then we're also somewhat printing an additional higher low here on the RSI. So that's 3 touch points that I was able to identify a higher low on the RSI, and the market has only been going down. Okay, it's only been going down, guys. If you have small bounces, along the way, well, this is a pretty big bounce right here in the market. This bounce from like $20 all the way up to like $57. So that's well over a 100% bounce to the upside. So in terms of it actually moving to the upside 100%, I don't think this would be a problem for Carvana, given the fact that we got the stochastics below the 20 level, and it looks like it's curling up, right? The blue line is above the red line. We have 3 identified touch points, or not touch points, RSI levels where it has dipped below that 30 level. We have 2 higher lows, and we have a 3rd higher low developing. Yeah, guys, the conservative price target for Carvana over the next, I'm very careful with this, let's give it a full month, okay, for starters. Okay, if we have to get back in and give an update on that price target, that's fine, as long as the lows are respected. Okay, the lows is going to be the blue line down here where the recent buyers stepped in, which is currently at about $3.62. So assuming over the next month Carvana is there's no weekly candles closing below $3.62, my price target is a move to the upside of let's stay conservative, guys, because I do think that there's still a lot of sell pressure in this market, right? And markets don't just kind of go down and then turn around with a V shape. In some cases it does, but if you're going to be practical and understand that the trend is down, like this, making lower lows and lower highs, so you have to respect that. And sometimes it just needs a little bit of consolidating sideways to get itself prepared for a move higher, because their sellers are still here. Okay, believe me, they're still here, and then it makes that move to the upside. So again, let's be conservative, and let's just say that a conservative 30 to 40% move to the upside is incoming from the current level. But as far as this, by the way, this video is not suggesting that it's time to buy. Like if you're watching it now and it's a down day, basically what I would look for is a potential, let's see, like $4 and about 73 cents, even as low as $4.03. So $4.73 down to $4.03. That would be kind of like an ideal buy-in, and that buy range only lasts for the next 2 weeks. So if you see it down in that range within the next 2 weeks, including this current weekly candle, I would take that as a buy-in opportunity. Okay, for a hold, like a midterm hold. Again, if you're long-term, just ignore this information. This is just for kind of like the short-term play participants, and somewhat of a swing play here in your sim account, of course, not financial advice. Over the course of the next few weeks here. So we're just trying to see if we can scalp out like a 30 to 40% move, but the actual move is about 100% to the upside. But it won't be just a straight shot, guys, in a 1 hour candle. I know you guys looking at the 1 minute candles, 1 hour candles. It's not going to happen. At least I don't think it's going to happen in the 1 minute candles. So go ahead and strategically, hopefully the levels are good, right? I gave you the range, 473 down to about $4.03 would be an interesting range that I would look for, again, over the course of the next 2 weeks only. All right. And I guess I'll explain what I have this. So original low. So again, as I mentioned, like if the true trajectory for Carvana is to go to zero, that's fine. That's information that I don't have access to that. I'm not intelligent enough to even understand that stuff, guys. But the original low is just basically the low When Carvana came out back in 2017, about April-ish, you notice that the market went, down, and then it never went below the red line here at about 913, and then went up, higher, low, right, up, lower, high, consolidation, break higher. I'm just pointing out the lowest point that Carvana reached during the original stage of the stock coming out. Okay, that's important because typically when you have that level get compromised at some point in the future, which in hindsight here, it has compromised that level, the original low. Again, if it's headed to zero, there will likely be a bounce to and possibly through that original line, because it's simply the previous level of support acting as resistance, what we go over, every single day on the channel, right? So that's my logic every single time, guys. I'm not doing anything magical or spectacular. I'm looking for the lows, previous lows, highs, things of that nature, looking at the volume, of course, and understanding the potential trajectory in the short term. So that's, again, my prediction. The actual price target this is a double-digit stock, guys. Even $20, believe it or not, for Carvana. I don't know a time frame on that. We'll get into those, I guess, if the market moves and you guys want an update. Just leave me a comment down in the comment section, and we'll get back in here and do a update as necessary. But moving forward from this day, January the 5th, 2023, we have the blue line. If it's respected on the weekly candles, it's likely we'll get a minimum of 30 to 40% move to the upside. And the original low here is at about $9.15. That wouldn't be a shocker to me if that were to take place over the course of the next month. But I guess the more time that the sellers are failing to make new lows, just take that as an opportunity to accumulate or position in your sim account that we discussed within that range, and that will just be a move in preparation to move the market to the upside. All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. I think we covered everything, guys. You have a potential buy range over the course of 2 weeks. You have a potential target within the next month. You have the level that it needs to stay above in order for all of this to actually play out. So I think we're done here. So hopefully you enjoyed that. So if you guys don't mind doing me a huge favor, the video's over before you go, by simply leaving an appropriate thumb. I'd appreciate it below the video, and also leave a comment so that the YouTube algorithm can promote the video on the channel. Thank you for your continued support. If you guys knew, we also explored the alternative market, just Bitcoin for now. So you can kind of join us here on this interesting journey, and we'll send that out to you momentarily. Welcome in. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your time. Remember to always have a strategy. Hopefully the levels that we go over and the time frame that we go over that is very specific helps you, have some sort of strategy, have a 3-to-1 risk to reward, with the levels that we go over, right? Hopefully this is useful. So always have a strategy, guys, before you enter. Keep that positive energy flowing. We'll talk soon, and bye for now, guys and gals.